All right, so basically what is really happening here with the Navage system, warm saline solution is going from the top tank into one side of the nasal passages. It's going to continue to go up and around the back of the nasal passage. It's going to come out the other side, and everything's going to go back into the tank, and it's all going to collect in the bottom. Everything coming out of the nose from inside the nasal cavity is just collecting all in the bottom, all those microorganisms, those allergens, pollens, dust, everything that's causing you discomfort here is now going to be down in here.
Oh my gosh. So I mean, think about it. This is so important because, and when I talk about air purifiers, I talk about this, and I think about how our body is a filter.
Right,
and our nose, anything that opens up and goes into our body is some sort of a filter, which is why, you'll have hairs in your nose or hairs in your ears, or all the different things, right?
100%.
But that stuff builds up over time. It's like when you cough something out, or, when you pick something out of your body, it's like dust and dirt and pollen. This thing is going to take care of that. This actually we wash our hair, we wash our clothes, we wash our feet, right? All that stuff. Why do we do that? Because we want to take care of ourselves. What are you doing about that part, which is one of the most important parts?
One of the most important parts. I mean, often we'll say at Navage, really, Navage is will be to the 21st century what oral hygiene has been to the 20th. It's that important. And if you have been suffering with congestion, that maybe, it's from allergies, maybe it's from dry air, maybe you're suffering from sinus congestion, from a cold. Navage is really going to give you the relief that you want. This is all about clearing your nasal passages right now without any drugs. So we actually call it nature's decongestant because it's 100% natural. It's saline solution and warm water, and that's it. And because it's natural, there's no limit to how often you can use it.
Do you know, one of the girls up in the office said, because she uses this machine, she goes, oh my gosh, she goes, do you ever go, because we live here in Florida, she goes, do you ever go to the beach and get that salt water?
And you feel so
and you
good.
kind of, you clean yourself off, and you feel that. That's what this is like. This is that salt water, which is so amazing. Saline is, it's a natural way to be able to clean and things. My son broke his leg and had a terrible injury on his leg, and I've been cleaning it using saline solution.
That's right.
It's a great way to be able to clean, and it's a natural way to be able to do it.
Bathing, moisturizing, flushing out those nasal passages. That's what it's all about.
Let me tell you what you're going to get with the kit, because it truly is an amazing kit, and Sherry's going to actually show us how to do it live. I can't wait for that.
So cool.
Anyway, first of all, it's 20 bucks off. We're doing a summer price of $79.95. The shipping is free, so that's another $5. That's $25 off. And it's on FlexPay. It's only $26.65. Anybody that orders gets the Navage machine, which we absolutely love. And I love the machine, too, because there's nothing to plug in with this, right?
Self-contained.
Self-contained, battery-operated, so you can take it on trips.
Yep.
So you
even
get the machine.
The screwdriver with it.
Everything you need. It comes with the little Navage little kit, all right? So this you can take with you. And you know why I say travel is because, is there anything worse? Does your nose ever feel worse than when you get off a freaking airplane, right? You know what I'm talking about. You want to clean it out. We always, people take all these things, these different little solutions to try to protect themselves from getting sick and all that stuff. Do yourself a favor. Just try this today. You're going to love it. All right, so you get the system itself. You get the carrying case, all the little adapters. That's where your little nose goes. And then you get the little saline pods. Now, Sherry told me not only are you going to get 30 that come with it, you get the extra 10. This is a bonus. So this is a month's worth of Navage. And let me tell you this. If ever there was a product that I could say, try it for 30 days.
You got it.
This is the one, because I'm telling you the feeling, because I got one. They sent me one. The feeling you're going to get is it's going to be unlike anything else.
Instant relief.
Maybe something you never felt since you were born, right? Where you actually, where it's clear in there and you can breathe. Do you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, it's the worst thing, and you're just, you're up there digging and trying to figure out what's going on? Don't dig, bathe. That's what we're going to show you. All right, I'm excited to show everybody.
Let's get to it. All right, we have filled our top tank up to the fill line, which is right up here. Okay. Now I'm going to take my salt pot.
By the way, really quick, I would use the best water you can. So if you've got filtered water.
You've got filtered water, depending on where you're living, and your water source will determine whether you're using filtered tap water or distilled.
But any water is,
you know what? Water.
Think about what you're cleaning out there. So I guess it's up to you, but you can use any kind of water that you want. Sorry.
Warm tap water.
So you pop that in.
Pop that into our crushing chamber. Now you've got the perfect amount. Oops, there we go. Perfect amount of saline solution. And it's pre-measured every single time, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay,
perfect.
Okay, now I'm going to take the nose pillows. I'm going to put them into my nose, and I'm going to fit them in so there's no gaps, and it's really nice and comfortable, okay? And then I'm going to turn it on, and I'm only going to turn it on halfway so I can feel that suction, because this is all about gently powered suction. Completely different than an Eddie Potter squeeze bottle that pushes fluid in. This is pulling it through the nasal cavity. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to push it in all the way and keep my mouth open.
There it goes.
Okay, it takes about 15 to 30 seconds. It feels awesome.
So it's not, there's no discomfort.
Feels so good. And again, it's like a vacuum. So gently suctioning out, okay?
I've never seen so many faces glued to the screen in the studio.
Okay.
We're all like, what the heck, man? That is the coolest thing ever. So
a
that's
gentle
it.
blow.
So that's it. So just a residual water.
That's it. And then you literally take a deep breath, because, oh my gosh, it feels so good, Guy. You can breathe. It feels so good.
That is really, really cool. Think about that.
Really
Think
nice.
about, well, you know, and we're getting into that part of the season where you've got dust and you've got pollen, right? The flowers are growing. Yeah, they're growing, and they're all, that stuff's all over my car, and it's getting in my nose every day. If you have that itchy nose syndrome, you wake up in the morning and it's so dang dry, you don't know what to do about it. Well, this is the animation, and take a look what's going on here. So it gently goes into one nostril.
Into one nostril, around the back of the nasal cavity, out the other nostril, back into the unit. Everything collects in the bottom tank. We're moisturizing, we're bathing, we're flushing out those nasal systems. And when you do that, you're creating a healthy environment where you're hydrating the inside of the nose so you can breathe easier. You're reducing all that sinus congestion. I mean, when we think about it, you're reducing sinus congestion and stuffiness. You are reducing sinus congestion from nasal allergy symptoms, reducing sinus congestion from cold symptoms. What about, you know, reducing congestion from snoring and being able to have a more sounder and deeper sleep? Because the truth is, when you can breathe easier, you feel better and life is better.
Oh my gosh,
right?
yeah, you know, and it's frustrating when, you know, let's call it what it is. It's frustrating. Do you ever get one up there in the chamber?
It's true.
You know what I'm talking about? You got one up there and you're just like, I want to do the right thing and not pick my nose in public. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
And then as soon as you get behind closed doors, you know, you're up there with a shovel trying to get that out.
This is going to do it.
This is the way to do it. And all you need to do is you go in, it goes right up against your nose, and you can actually tell when you have the right fit.
Yes.
Because you saw how Sherry sounded funny. Well, that's because, you know, she's got her nose all plugged up there. And then all it does, it's like a rinse cycle.
It really is.
It just runs through. All right. So we're getting extremely busy. I knew we would. It takes like 5 minutes for people to get this.
To figure out what this is all about, right?
And for this price and to be clear all the time.
The value is incredible.
We have testimonials. Take a listen. Be right back.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, a nose and sinus physician. Bathing and flushing the nasal cavity with salt water, called saline, is a time-proven therapy for reducing congestion. What's more, nasal irrigation does this completely naturally, without drugs, simply by flushing and moisturizing the nasal passages. Until recently, nasal rinsing has relied on devices like the neti pot, the squeeze bottle, that use pressure to push saline through the nose. Navage brings new technology to nasal care. Navage uses powered suction to pull the saline through the nose, washing out allergens, pollen, dust, environmental irritants.
All right, if you just listen, this is one of those feel-good items, right? And what I love about it too, Sherry, is the fact that, you know, you're not putting anything artificial in there. You're not putting a chemical in there. You know, there's all these weird things that you can get at the store. And I know they, you know, legal here at HSN always gets worried when we talk about this, but you know, there's a ton of stuff out there that you can stick in your nose that's got something in it that's man-made, and that's chemically engineered. Oh, look at how it opened up my passage.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's not good. That's got to be weird.
And then you got to worry about side effects with all that over-the-counter stuff, right?
Well,
you don't have to worry about that
if it's a chemical, it shouldn't be there.
Right.
We have a natural way. This is salt water, right? We swim in salt water at the beach. This is salt water that goes into one nostril and it comes out the other, but it goes through that whole passageway, and it helps to flush out allergens. Do you have issues with allergies, dust and pollen? Look at that, dried and crustaceans.
It is, because it's dry.
They told me I couldn't say the B word. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm talking about. But is there a worse feeling, especially, and you know when you travel, I remember I went out to Colorado, first time I went skiing, I was like, let me tell you about let me tell you about the word encrustation.
Yeah.
All right, it was brutal because you're at altitude and you're not used to that. So there's so many different factors that play into the problem.
Well, that's it. Your nose gets dry, and that's when you start getting that sinus congestion. So it's all about keeping a healthy environment in the nose. Bathing, moisturizing, flushing out the passages. But let me tell you, it's different than a neti pot. It's different than a nasal spray where you're pushing the solution in.
I've never used them, but I heard they're messy.
They're messy, and you have to be over a sink, and the water is going down your face. This is totally encased. Everything, it's so easy to use. There's no mess, there's no fuss. But the difference really here with the Navage system is those salt pods and that high-tech vacuum, that little vacuum pump that's in there, that is really taking all of that mucus, all of those dried incrustations, and it's gently pulling that solution through the nose.
You know where you guys really hit it out of the park with this machine too is look how compact it is and how portable it is.
Easy.
You know, you would think a machine that did this would be like in a suitcase, right?
And lightweight.
And then you'd think, oh, I have to plug this in. I love that you did it with the battery power instead, because you don't need that much power and energy to run a little water through your nose. So battery's the way to go. Plus, it makes it portable. You know, you're camping. Bring this thing with you.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. If you have issues and you love to camp, but you have issues with pollen and all that stuff, it can be a nightmare, right?
Absolutely.
You wake up in the morning in a tent. It's bad enough that you're in a tent.
Congested.
If you don't, it's just terrible. But then to have to be like, to feel bad. And do you ever notice, when you feel your worst, when you're sick, what's the worst part about it, right? It's congestion. It's feeling like you can't breathe. And then you can't taste anything.
No.
And I hate that. So anyway, this is a way to do it. Are you able to do it again for us?
Let's do it again.
You're going to have the cleanest
nose. I do this every day, so it's pretty clean anyway.
Yeah.
We have filled our top tank up to the fill line, okay? Now we're going to take our salt pod, and it's fully measured, always pre-measured amount. You never have to worry about that. We're going to put it in the crushing chamber. We're going to shut that. You've got now 8 ounces of wonderful saline solution. That warm saline solution is going to go through one side of the nasal passages, around the back, out the other end, and everything's going to collect in the tank.
Yeah.
Nose pillows are going in. I'm going to start it up, keep my mouth open. Takes about 15 to 30 seconds. Here we go. It's so cool and feels so good. And you can see the water going down.
And the entire
not
studio
running
is
down
silent.
my throat, staying in the nasal cavity.
So cool.
Feels awesome. And I will have instant relief and be able to breathe right away.
Take a little tissue, because you're going to have a little bit of water.
Yeah, a little bit of water.
It's a lot easier than that. What's that thing called? Is it neti pot? Is that what it's called?
And that's it. A little blow, gentle blow.
Yeah.
And you feel awesome.
Look at that.
Oh,
so here it goes. And let me show you exactly what's, and this is pretty simple to understand, right? So you have those nasal passages, and they kind of go in and around your whole nose there, right?
Right. Goes up one side, around the back. The saline solution goes down the other side, back into the Navage system, but everything is collecting in the bottom of the tank. And I always say, it's the most wonderful, grossest thing ever, and you can actually see what's
in
coming.
there.
You want to see what's coming out of your nose,
I want to see what I've been missing.
Yes, you want to see, because really, better for it all to be down in here than up in here causing you discomfort.
You're going to be like looking in that tank going, whoa, look at that.
Look at that.
Is.
Awesome.
You know what, though? But it does feel good. It feels good.
And it's long-lasting.
It feels good to know that's out of your body, right?
And you can
realize
breathe.
This is a natural thing. This is normal. You know, as I said, these passageways that we have in our, through our mouth and our nose and all these things, ears, they're meant to receive stuff from our environment, whether it's sound or whether it's air, whatever it is. So it's not unnatural to have stuff getting caught up in there, but to keep it in there day after day after day, and then realizing, our body's natural reaction is to blow it out, but you don't get it all.
No.
This is a way to really be able to clean it out and to feel good. And, wouldn't it be nice to wake up and have this part of your routine, even if you didn't do it every day, when you really need it, maybe you're like, I'm okay. Breathe, like I said, when you go on a trip, how about you get off a plane and you've been breathing in that crap in a plane all day, right? Everybody else is in there. Lord knows how often they clean the plane, whatever. And I'm not poo-pooing the planes. I'm just saying, it could be nasty. This is a way to clean it out. You know what? It becomes your best friend because it makes you feel so good. You love doing it. You look forward to doing it every day because you're going to have that relief from that congestion. And like I said, when you've got that relief from that congestion, when your nose is being bathed and moisturized and flushed out, you're going to be able to breathe easier. You're going to feel better. Life is going to be better. Yeah, as I stated when we started the show, if you have any hesitation on it, just do yourself a favor. Do the 30-day challenge with this thing, all right? Get it home, because if you don't remember, if it doesn't work, which it will work, because how can it not work? It's going to clean everything out. But when you fall in love with it, then you pay the other flex pays, but it's only $26.65 to get it home. If you're one of those folks that says, gosh, I wish I could just breathe clear again, give this a try. Let me show you what you get. So you get the nose cleaner itself. You get 3 pairs of the nose pillows, which is awesome. The nasal dock, battery door, all the stuff, the basics that it includes. But you also get the salt pods. We give you the 10-pack and a 30-pack, so you get 40 of those. It comes with a little caddy, the travel case, so you can take it with you. And I so recommend that you take this with you when you travel, especially, right? Or, you know, if you're a grandmother and you got grandkids that come over, they're always slobbering and sick and whatever, and you're like, oh, I just want to clean out my nose. I want to rid myself of all this stuff.
You want to feel good.
Listen, we wash everything else, or we hope we do, right? Do you wash your hair every day? And that's outside your body. Take care of what's inside. That's what makes you feel good. This makes you look good.
Well, your nose is the humidifier to your body, right?
It is, yeah.
That's where the air is going through here, and it's humidifying it until it gets to your lungs. That's really, you want to be breathing through your nose, not your mouth.
All right, well, let me tell you, it is you're amazing. You did a wonderful job. But you know what? These are not.
It feels awesome.
Hey, you try to go on TV and stick something in your nose and blow out your bugs and see what happens at the end of the day. All right?
Feels good.
Professional over here. It was a good job. And I'm excited for those of you that picked it up. All right, listen, we got more coming. We're gonna